Welcome to Oregon Wine History Part 2. If you remember, we left Part 1 where Prohibition had just happened and that kind of burgeoning wine industry thing that had been built in the 19th century had been destroyed, basically, and there wasn't really much left. So we're going to skip to the 1960s and what is considered the establishment of the modern Oregon wine industry. And we're going to start our story in UC Davis, which is a university in California known for its enology program. And there was a little bunch of students there who had some things on their mind. They were thinking about cool climate grapes, that is those grapes that do better in cooler climates. Duh. And they were thinking, where would be the best place to plant these? Because California, they were thinking now, it's like the places then, it was all too hot. The grapes they wanted to plant wouldn't do well there. So they were kind of got to looking around and thinking, and a few of them were like, why don't we go north to Oregon? And some people were like, well, why do you want to do that? Because it's just kind of rainy and muddy. It's like, you know, it's like the backwoods or something, as it was then, especially when it came to wine, of course, because there wasn't anything going on really. But these guys were like, no, this could be good. The climate's good there. It's nice up there. It's pretty. And also land is cheap, you know, which is important when you're trying to establish a vineyard. So a few of them decide to give it a go. The first one in 1961 is Richard Sommer, and he plants a vineyard at Roseburg in southern Oregon. And he plants, among other things, Riesling, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Gewürztraminer, Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, Sylvaner, Merlot, Malbec, Semillon, Carignan. Yeah, that's the end of the list. But so, and the place where Richard planted, that's now known as Hillcrest Vineyard. So, still there, you can still go and visit it. In the mid-1960s, we get the first plantings in the Willamette Valley. David Lett establishes Eyrie, and he plants Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, and Chardonnay are some of the things that he plants. And we also have Charles Corey. And he's got Pinot Noir, Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Sylvaner, and other Alsatian varieties. And he's planted in Forest Grove. And if you remember from the first episode of this amazing series, Ernst Reuter had planted in Forest Grove as well. And this is the same place. It's the same site. Charles Corey. Planted on the same site as those grapes are planted. So there's a continuation there that carries on till today. That basically is the beginnings. There's obviously more to the story. More people come along and plant different places, that kind of thing. But the takeaway here is that they were experimenting. They were trying out all sorts of different grapes, as you can see from that list. Richard Sommer said that he actually came to plant Riesling was the main reason he came. So what you have is not people necessarily coming to establish a Pinot Noir industry. So how that happened and why we get to next.